The House That Watches by Alex Kudria. Chapter 1. The Bedroom Boardroom. The green light blinked at 2:17 a.m. Jenna Marsh opened her eyes to the laptop on the dresser across the room. She'd closed it before bed. She always closed it. But the webcam indicator pulsed once, twice, 3 times against the dark ceiling like a slow, green heartbeat. Ethan's side of the bed was cold. The guest bedroom door down the hall shut. And through the wall, the sound of typing, fast, rhythmic, steady as a metronome. She reached for the laptop. Her fingers touched the lid, and the light died. She held still. The typing continued, not the hunting and pecking Ethan did when he filled out insurance forms or answered his mother's emails. This was fluid, intimate. The sound of someone composing something they meant. Jenna pulled her hand back, lay flat, counted the beats between keystrokes, the way she'd counted the seconds between lightning and thunder as a girl, trying to calculate the distance of something dangerous. The typing stopped at 2:31 a.m. She knew because she watched every minute change on the clock radio. The guest bedroom door opened. Footsteps. The bathroom faucet. Then nothing. She should ask him? She should walk down the hall and open the door and ask him what he was writing at 2 in the morning with such fluency, such confidence, such care. She should do that right now. Instead, she pulled up the covers and closed her eyes. Not because she was tired, because asking would make the answer real. And whatever the answer was, it would be something she'd have to do something about. And Jenna always did something about things. That was the problem, and the principle she'd built her entire adult life around. And tonight, in the dark, with the webcam light dead, and the typing stopped and the guest bedroom door open again. She chose the ceiling. She counted the minutes until the alarm. She didn't sleep after that. At 5:30 a.m., she was on the treadmill in the garage, starting at 6.0 and telling herself that was enough. Murphy lay on the cool concrete by the water heater, chin between his paws, watching her with the resigned patience of a dog who'd accepted his owner's routines without understanding them. The garage smelled like motor oil, and the pine air freshener Ethan had clipped to the shelf 3 months ago that still wouldn't die. She set her phone on the treadmill's magazine ledge and scrolled work emails. Nothing urgent. A team stand-up at 10. Paige Novak had sent a gif of a cat falling off a keyboard with the caption Monday Energy at 6 a.m. Paige was always first online. She bumped the speed to 6.5. The treadmill belt hummed beneath her feet. Normal morning, normal inbox, normal sweat. In the kitchen, Nina was making herself cereal with the aggressive independence of a 14-year-old who considered parental assistance a personal insult. Cabinet, bowl, aggressive pour. They block everything now, Nina called through the open garage door, continuing a conversation from yesterday that Jenna had thought was finished. Sierra can't even get on YouTube for her history project. And they raid our search history. Like, all of it. That sounds frustrating. It is frustrating. Nina appeared in the doorway, spoon in hand, milk on her chin. It's like they think we're criminals. It's probably just a policy. It's a stupid policy. She vanished back into the kitchen. Chair scraped. Crunch of cereal. At her desk by 8, laptop open, second coffee forgotten and cooling on the filing cabinet behind her. The email was waiting. It was CC'd to her, not addressed to her. An accident or an oversight. The digital equivalent of someone leaving a door ajar. From HR. Subject line RE. Biometric irregularities. Marsh. J. Flag. She read it twice. The body referenced typing rhythm deviation outside baseline parameters and listed 3 timestamps: 11:47 p.m., 12:03 a.m., 12:22 a.m. All from the previous Tuesday, all after midnight. The language was clinical: anomalous keystroke interval, secondary input cadence detected, emotional valence indicator elevated, but the meaning sat there plainly enough. Something about the way someone typed on or near her work-issued laptop had triggered a flag in a system she hadn't known was watching. The email ended with a note from someone named Garrett Hale in IT security, flagged for routine review. No action required at this time. She scrolled up. Read the timestamps again: 11:47, 12:03, 12:22. Tuesday night. She'd been asleep by 10:30. Ethan had said he was watching a documentary about bridges. She opened a new browser tab, Googled biometric keystroke monitoring workplace. Read for 11 minutes. Closed the tab. Opened it again. Read for 8 more. She printed the email on the home office printer and slid it into the cookbook on the shelf, between Julia Child and the sheet pan dinner book she'd never used once. Nina was running late because Nina was always running late. Jenna drove with one hand on the wheel and the other adjusting the rearview mirror that Ethan had tilted when he'd backed out that morning. NPR murmured about interest rates. Nina had her earbuds in, watching something on her phone in the back seat, occasionally snorting at jokes Jenna couldn't hear. The neighborhood scrolled past. Sprinklers on the Pattersons' lawn. A FedEx truck double-parked outside the Nyen's. Mrs. Okoye walking her 2 Pomeranians in matching sweaters, which she did every single morning, regardless of weather. And Jenna liked her for that. Same 18 stop signs between home and Westfield Middle. Mom? You just ran a stop sign. Jenna braked. They were already through the intersection, the octagonal sign, visible in the mirror. Unhelpfully, after the fact. Sorry. It's fine. You do that sometimes. She dropped Nina at the curb. Have a good day. Yep. 1 earbud out, 1 in. Door shut. Gone. Ethan was at the dining table when she got home, assembling Nina's science fair poster on a trifold display board. He had the X-Acto knife, the ruler, a glue stick with the cap already lost, and printed photos of bean sprouts under different light conditions spread across the table like evidence. Hey! He didn't look up. He was cutting a foam border with the careful concentration he gave to every physical task, always precise with his hands, always vague with his words. Nina left this. Due Thursday. I saw the email. He positioned the ruler, drew the blade along it. A clean strip of blue foam fell away. What email? From HR? About biometric irregularities on my account? Typing rhythm deviations. After midnight. He held up the foam strip, checked the edge, set it down. Picked up another sheet. Probably a glitch. These monitoring systems flag everything. Remember when Dave in accounting got flagged because he ate lunch at his desk and the mouse wiggled from his elbow? The timestamps are from Tuesday night. You said you were watching a documentary? I was. He aligned the ruler. About bridges. The system flagged 3 events between 11:47 p.m. and 12:22 a.m. Jen. He looked up. Smiled the way he smiled when Nina asked why they didn't get a pool. Patient. Faintly amused, already past the conversation. Every company does this now. It's like a Fitbit for your keyboard. You're overthinking it. He went back to cutting. The X-Acto blade slid through foam with a sound like a whisper being interrupted. His hands were steady, unhurried. The hands of a man with nothing to hide, or the hands of a man who'd practiced hiding things until the practice became indistinguishable from calm. "Okay," she said. "Probably a glitch." Her office door closed behind her with a click. The webcam indicator was dark. She checked. Dark? She put a sticky note over it anyway, a yellow square with nothing written on it, covering an eye that may or may not have been open. At 3:45, she needed gas. And the Shell station on Maple had the cheapest regular within 3 miles, which was a piece of information she carried around like a small, embarrassing trophy. She pulled in, swiped her card, lifted the nozzle. Rain started. Not a storm. Just the kind of thin, persistent drizzle that turned the gas station into a small island of fluorescent light and made everything beyond it gray and indistinct. Jenna leaned against the car and took out her phone. She opened the HR email again. The timestamps, 11:47, 12:03, 12:22. She navigated to the Wi-Fi router app. She'd set it up 2 years ago when they switched to the mesh system and never deleted it. The app loaded slowly on cellular. Connection history. Tuesday night, 3 devices connected at midnight. Her laptop, Jenna work. Ethan's phone, Ethan iPhone. And a third, unregistered. A phone model she didn't own. Connected at 11:39 p.m. Disconnected at 2:44 a.m. Someone else's phone had been on their home Wi-Fi, inside the house. For over 3 hours, in the middle of the night, the gas nozzle clicked off. Rain spotted the phone screen. She wiped it with her thumb. The third device was still there in the log. She hadn't imagined it. Still at the Shell station, engine running. Wipers, on intermittent, clearing the windshield every 4 seconds, the parking lot appearing and disappearing in rhythm, like something deciding whether to be real. She Googled the unrecognized device's hardware address. The first 4 characters of a MAC address identify the manufacturer. She typed them in. The result loaded. Samsung Galaxy S23. She had an iPhone. Ethan had an iPhone. Nina had an iPhone, the old one, handed down. Screen cracked in the corner from when she dropped it at the mall. Nobody in their house owned a Samsung. She checked the connection log again. The Samsung had connected at 11:39 p.m. and stayed for over 3 hours. Their mesh system required a password, 16 characters, upper and lowercase, a number, a symbol. Ethan had complained about it. Someone in the house, or close enough to the router to reach the signal, had that password and a phone she'd never seen. She typed 4 words into a text to Ethan. Whose Samsung is that? Read them back. Deleted them. Typed them again. Deleted again. Closed the messaging app. Opened it. Closed it. She put the phone in the cup holder and drove home. In the driveway. Engine off. The house looked the way it always looked. Porch light on the timer. Nina's bike against the garage. The garden flag with the faded sunflower that Ethan kept saying he'd replace and never did. Maybe the Samsung was a neighbor's phone drifting onto their network. Maybe the mesh system wasn't as secure as Ethan thought. Maybe there was a reasonable explanation for every piece of this.